be gangster, don't do no complaining. That Metro Temple shipping container. Like, you ain't about to know what I'm saying. Big hook out of Baltimore got me, ain't. Say girl, hey girl. You know, I keep seeing this thing back here, man, right here. This is where it's summer. This Joker, man, you can see right up here, it was tied, it was zip tied on the top and the bottom. And it had her little flyer in the middle of it. I got a flyer. Um, hey, baby. I certainly like to find somebody that would really cherish this sign right here. Who could really cherish this sign. And I like to, I'll keep the June bug. But I like to send it to you. What do you think? Figure out a way who can get what. I have some other things that I'll send with it as well. But it's PG. She loves that little girl. I don't know who PG is. Yeah, man, I certainly like to give that to somebody. I try not to, Sarah. It's all right. Where is summer? Jimbo's on some shady shit. Prayer Garden. Oh. Thank you, Bama. Prayer Garden of America. She has my telephone number. I certainly would take a call from her. I got no problem with that. Let me see what Jimbo's got. Let's see if I can help you get him brother right quick, man. Yeah. Bama, true seeker. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Don been read his rights. So he don't come out. Well, Kitty. They could have been realistically, could have been a lot of different reasons why they Mirandized him. Furthermore, to objectify that Mirandizing to further social media scrutiny would certainly be irresponsible, at the least. So, how y'all doing tonight? It was for the Utah case. If it's for the Utah case, God willing, Don will get all the time coming to him. Right? Amen to that, right? Amen to that. I don't have no problem. Send it to Candace Bly. I got it off her street, laying on the ground. They didn't want it. Let's see. Where we at here? Oh, now I'm in it. I'm not in it. I'm not in it. Give me a few minutes, man. I've been away just for a minute, and I deserve at least a decency being able to be in and coming and talking on my partner's channel before they just say Benny is off in it because Benny ain't off in nothing. So give me just a minute here. How you guys doing? How you guys doing? Jimbo. Ah, ah, hold on. Wow. Wow.
Hang on just a second. Hang on a second, buddy. Let me get to where I see. Let me grab this phone down. I'm gonna mute you for a second. Are you on live too?
Wow. What's up, buddy? How you doing, Bubba?
No, not bad. I'm on live right now.
Oh, you are.
Come on.
Yeah. Can I pop on over?
Yeah, come on over.
All right, here I come.
I'll send you a link.
Cool. All right. Cool beans, dude.
Hey, I'll put it in the chat for you. I ain't worried about it.
That'll work. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. All right. Let's go over here and see. Let's go over here and see what we can do. You dig? I certainly want to.
Well, that was a phone call from someone I haven't heard from in a long time. It's going to come on and chat a little bit before Mama Collins comes in. Let me put him a link up here.
How does it work?
Weird. Hadn't heard from him in a long time. It's good though. I dropped my nacho chips. Oh my goodness.
I can't.
No, it's not Bernie Smells. I wish. Haven't heard from him since, so it is what it is. Redstone, you sent me $50 on calls for March 2nd. That was sent to not today.
What up?
Yes.
You know, y'all know I've been gone, man. I got to get my own piece of business, man. I got to find out what's going on, man. When I left, my peoples was together, man. Now I come back and my peoples is not together, man. So I got to just.
Now, she takes money in different ways. She's got PayPal. I'm not going to stoop to that Walmart. They want me to. They want me to stoop to that level, but I'm not going to. What's up, guys? Let me move this thing off the screen here. People can see your ugly mug.
Man, it's getting uglier too.
I heard you's in prison, man. What's going on? How'd you get out?
Man, prison is relative. I mean, prison could be here or prison could be here, you know?
You know what? That's a fact.
That's a fact, brother. No, I just, you know, going through family stuff and, you know, medicinal issues and, you know, medicinal issues, trying to lean back off of medicine, and that's been difficult. Yeah, I know you know about that. That's just anytime they try to take away something they done gave to you to the max, it's a difficult scenario. So, you know, I happen to hear just a whisper. They're like, "Oh man, this shit'll break your heart, bro. You come back and these boys done brought the stand down." And I'm like, "No," and you know, I'm not here to say anything to nobody. Man, I just hope that there'll be a lesson inside of it for everybody, right? That's the only thing, right? Stay your course. Don't you know, deviate from the path, the course, and you know the blessings will come. You know, sometimes you got to remove things and places and people from your space in order to let your true blessings come in, and you know, and that's where it's at. That's for you and Kemper. So don't, you know me, I don't listen to the chatter. You know, I'm not going to listen to people this, that, or the third. Like,
I know there've been a lot worse things said about you than there has been about me.
Man, yeah, man. You know, none of that stuff. Guess what, man? Like, I can turn my back on them transgressions, no problem, right? Like that's nothing, right? So, you know, just keep pushing forward with your fever, bro. You know? And I would tell Kemper, if he's listening, you know, just just push forward with your fever too, you know, and find a way to continue to do your mission you set out to, and not, you know, pick up extra tackle, right? Because when we pick up extra tackle, it means we start throwing it at different fish, right?
Yeah.
We ain't here to pick up extra tackle. We're here to handle the fish we came here to handle, and then, you know, we go on about our business. And you know, that's the way I fish, right?
Yeah. My daughter just showed me that had my YouTube channel up, and I told her turn it off.
You know, I just wanted to put that on your heart, brother. Like, you know, whatever tackle God made you fish with, or, you know, called you to fish with that tackle, bro. And
I appreciate it, man. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, you know, I told everybody, even like, you know, a lot of people were, I mean, felt betrayed, and I get it, that I had Ernie on the panel the other night.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that, you know, I don't know if you know the story, but he, you know, he kind of stood up for my family, and he asked me for a fist bump, so I put my fist up, and, you know, and then we hung up. Like, you know, got off his channel, but it bothered a lot of people, and I understand that. But make no mistake, like, we're not buddies. And I told Ernie I'm not going to stop. You know, I told him right in front of everybody, it just doesn't, you know, change anything. I'm still going to do what I'm doing, man. I'm going to cover your trial, your everything that's going on with, you know, best of my ability, with everything, the whole truth, nothing else.
Well, you know, that's all you can do, brother. You know, you can't. Nobody else can expect no more out of you than the best you could give.
Yeah.
If they do, then they're fools and suckers, right? So, just don't pick up no extra tackle, bro. You'll be just fine.
I appreciate that, my friend.
You always got my support all the time, bro.
I appreciate it, buddy. Holler at me sometime.
God bless you.
God bless you, buddy. Thank you.
It's not about, it isn't about for me, right? It can't be for me, right? It only can't be for me because I haven't, like, it's not for me to see certain shit. Certain shit is not for all of us to see. You know, I love Nicolina. I love rap. But guess what? They wouldn't love me back if they didn't know that they couldn't come and sharpen their iron, you know, under high forge heat, right? Like, that's, you know, don't pick up no extra tackle. That's it, man. You do what you came here to do. Do it separate than the people that you came here to do it separate with. Like, just because, you know, Kobe doesn't play on the Lakers, that doesn't mean that, you know, he's not still trying to get the ring. Right? Still try to get the ring. You know, you just got to switch up teammates sometimes, you know? And, you know, I guess for me, when it becomes realized to me that it's people that, and this is in no terms of reflection upon Jimbo, when there's people around us and we realize that we spend time with these people, we spend lots of time with these people, and in fact, the kind of time that we spend with these people is our recreate time. It's our rec time. And so it's the time that we hustle and bustle through kids and wife and job in order to get to this time, to share that time with whom we want to share that rec time with, right? That recreation time, that, you know, that recreation time. And we all have a due diligence to, I believe, allow people that have even caused much strife, we got to allow them the breathing ability room, the ability to breathe. You got to allow them that much room. You know, had you allowed Mr. Floyd enough room to let his lungs breathe, it could have been different, right? So the slippery slope it goes down the rabbit hole, right? It's like Earn goes to jail. Earn gets charged. Earn gets out of jail. Earn comes back to court, gets arrested, goes back to jail. And then you get this strange dichotomy of people. $5,000, man, that ain't nothing. That's nothing. $5,000, man, that ain't nothing. Right? So, a lot of times in life, 5,000 will seem like something. But man, $5,000 ain't nothing. And these people make it by doing all this crazy YouTube stuff. So they do the crazy YouTube stuff, and then the money comes, right? The money comes. Then when the money comes, they take the money from the cause that comes here. And the money from the cause here is slippery funds, right? It's super slippery funds. The money here is the thing that makes it all go round. But where, when it goes round, does it go? Huh? So, I mean, what are we looking at here? What are we really looking at here? If I tell you this fire is hot, and we know when I tell you this fire is hot, when I tell you this fire is do shit and people want to look at this fucking fire burn and they want to be tied up looking at the fire burn and all kind of other shit, like you get tired of looking at the fire burn. Right? You get tied up watching the fire burn. Well, to play with the fire, you must be a master of fire, right? Every time. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Every single day. You know, I had a talk with somebody who listened. That's what she's good at. She listened to me talk for like 4 or 5 hours. And I told her how something clicked while I've been away. Something clicked. Jimbo told Ernie, call him off live, they need to talk. Ernie said, I didn't say anything. Jimbo, he did, I think. Thank you, C. Thank you, Lily. Thank you, Casey. We had to talk for like 4 hours, man, about the situation with the little fucking girl. And I told her how, like, I was standing in my driveway earlier and I was looking up and it was like this thing cast down onto me. And it was like a collective of what I knew and what I was told and what I know now from what I've done. The switch flipped. And when the switch flipped, things became clearer to me. There never was just one or two on full bore, little time to do anything else. But be at the beck and the call of the people in this situation and the people around the situation. And you know, a lot of people ask me, what was the hardest part of doing all of that? The hardest part wasn't really just one hardest part. There was like a hardest compartment and you put all the hard things in there. And you know, the abuse, like the abuse. Like probably levels of abuse that we've not heard of. But I would certainly say levels of abuse that people there had heard of widely. And that's the thing. You mull over and you mull over and you mull over all the details and the timeline and the chronology, and you're stretching things to make them fit or retracting them back to do the same. And I guess up to this point, you can stretch everything to fit. You can stretch everything you've seen out here to fit. But when you venture behind the scenes, and you can handle some of the things that are available to be handled. God, man. Just like tell yourself tell yourself based on what you know today, would you have ran up on that hill? Would you have ran up on that hill and took that kid? Come on, man. Come on. Right? Think about it. What kind of monster have to be on that hole? Be down in that hole, on that hill, wherever. Who's better than Donnie Candace? Hey, Hills in there. Tell me, who's better? Oh, I'm all the way gay. I'm trying to get myself mentally prepared for taking less medicine. It's medicine time. Yeah. Who was it though? Who was it? Kansas. Can you see what's in my hand? 2 lorazepams for sleep. I can't even take little pills. Many suspects. But what suspects have we qualified as suspects? Yo, Libby. Huh? Thank you, Lori. Yeah, I meant to get some Benadryl, but I haven't actually asked the pharmacist. That's a PRN from my pharmacy. He's like, here, take less of this, but on the first night, take you 2 of these. So. See, the strange part is the lack in fundamental, court operation, like true crime subscriber, follower. Hopefully you have at least a narrow view on, the jobs and the duties that are taken out in the way of the court, cars. Yeah. I'm staying on it. But like I almost died. And it's time to do something different. Like, man, depending on how my day goes is going to determine how my Seroquel goes. And it's never the same make and model. Like, I take the pill and, I mean, the little joker is so tiny. And the wallop in that pill is just, it's unbelievable, you know? It's unbelievable. But when I put myself on that hill, like I've been to the hill, I've been to the hill when Don ran off the hill, do his little doping and shit, his little cracking and shit. So I was up there like 3-4 days without Don being in the play. So I essentially got like an unabated view of the hill and the things that go on the hill occasionally, or could go on the hill, and you know, the people that live around the hill. And I could tell you with 100% certainty that you know, in terms of looking at it in a sociopathic light, it's like I'm there to help Don, but I'm not there to watch Don hurt nobody else. So when a situation arose and I felt like he was gonna hurt her, I said to them first, oh boy, I hope he doesn't hurt you. And I said to her, I said, because if he hurts you, then I'm gonna have to hurt him. And I don't want to hurt him, but I will. Then another gentleman popped out like 10, 15 minutes later. He's also part of the story. He pops out in the middle of the road, wanting to introduce himself to Benny Keys and the middle of the night, and and Benny's a long ways from home without the blower, and and he's like, "What's up, bro?" And I realized one thing. I realized the only person that's worser than Don on that hill when Don was there was me. I wasn't there when that little girl went missing. I mean, in December. Who was the baddest motherfucker on the hill in December? It was me. So, if I'm the baddest monster on the hill in December, who's number 2? Don. So, all you trying to do is keep track of the months. No. Subtle, I'm good. All you got to do is take a mean, an average of the months. That there couldn't have been no worse motherfucker on that hill than them. Right? They don't live on that hill. They don't live on that hill. They live around that hill. They live down the street from the hill. Man, I think it's some people that think, by the way the Wells put themselves online, I think it's some people that think that because it's that shit you seen online, like you could go up there and take from them. Man, no. You're not gonna go up there and take from them, man. Not just like that. You got the tree cutters. Got a lot of different men in the play. Right? I was the only thing good on that hill. My point is that if it was going to be somebody that was going to get hurt behind the wrong thing, I was going to be the last. That's the race. When it comes to getting hurt, man, if you can hold out to being the last one to get hurt, man, a lot of things change. Physics, athletic ability, I don't never want to be the first one. I want to be the last one hurt. So It's been more. It's been more. Like, I am cutting back. Y'all know I am, but I'm about to do my little nightcap. So let me step back. I was talking to Fizzle today, and I was like, Fizzle, bro, being away certainly cleansed the palate in terms of shit to do with the wells, right? So yeah, I talk to myself all the time. Genius talk to themselves. I'm taking care. I'm just like, it's a big investment, right? There's also a deep programming that comes in, believe it or not, because like you have to buy in. Happy birthday, Izzy. Love you, baby. What's up, Heidi? Like, I was telling Fizzle, bro, the time being away, I seen something else. I heard something else. And it changed my opinion. My opinion when I left, my opinion was simply that you ought turn in any applicable electronic devices diligently. Muy rápido. And I got that first initial buck back from Tim. And I got that, well, let me say, I got a first initial buck back by Candace. Right? So the next day, I call Tim Mullins. And I asked him a bunch of questions about shit I already knew. I think you can tell that. Right? So I asked him some, I can see you, Midnight Lace. I you know, I went after it like that. And see those stone walls, I called it a stone wall. It's a stone wall, it's a stone wall. I called it a stone wall. I didn't know how long it would take. I didn't know where it would be. I didn't know what it would look like. I didn't know where it could be positioned. I just knew that once I hit it, there would be a problem. You don't have to have done any of this before in order to deduce when there's a problem. Well, first of all, when you're coming here every day for 10 fucking months, looking for the same little fucking girl. And all of a sudden it's something new, something improved than before. And if it's not the first thing you're riding in on, I don't know why. Right? To me, feeling like it had to be a bigger monster than Don Wells on that hill that night, that day, that midday, that morning, that afternoon. Had to have been. Had to have been one physically capable of doing some shit. Now, in the Wells situation, the physical ability to do what most women do, you don't have a way to quantify what the average woman can do. All you can understand is what you believe to be Candace's physical power. Let me tell you, something in the last however many days, something with what I knew, what I heard, what I had found out, what I had seen with my own eyes, something clicked. I called Fizzle like I had the answer, but didn't know how to articulate it to her. And it was the strangest. I was even trying to come up with the word that I already knew that I was right. I mean, I went so far as to talk about the levels. Like, some of us can articulate the real sorts of love between, you know, like a snake and a hamster, or, you know, our child, you know. I think that there's clearly others that cannot make that differentiation. They can't differentiate. Differentiation. There we go. They couldn't differentiate between loving a dog, for instance, or loving a child. So when you think in terms of a child that's gone missing and a mother's involvement, you're automatically tied to it with these threads of decency and these threads of parental apparatus and, you know, parental unity and so it does leave a perfect storm. Now, you would love to say that it's the sort of scenario that would end up that, oh, some DCFS agent really came down there and they need to praise. You know, they need to be praised. Maybe after a minute. Life goes on, right? Like, Like something bad can happen to you, and like next week, like your boss and your people and them, like they need you back at work. They're like, real sorry this shit happened to you, but like you dig, like you know. So the fact that I can identify with a sociopath, I started trekking through all of this. And when I got to the point where I was standing on that hill, and I was standing on that hill with many other men, Cam, you know what I'm saying? The PIs, such and such down away over them, down yonder, me, right? Like, I didn't feel like I had to worry about nobody else on that hill. Never. I didn't feel like I had to worry about nobody else on that hill. That if it was a person I needed to not turn my back to, it was done. That wasn't nothing that came from no YouTube. That is nothing that was instilled in me from this, that, or the third. I am not like those people. I'm not. But even myself, at times, it was hard to understand the things that I was forcing by way of a team effort, forcing to normalize so that I could stay in my position and be effective, right? Like, for somebody to tell you that, man, if you give up while they're pounding on each other, you won't never get to no answers. If you know they're going to pound on each other, do you call the law on them? I guess, right? It's the right thing to do. But if you think these two that are pounding on each other are pounding on each other because they're drunk and they're feeling guilty from having something to do with their child, then what? Like, do we think that some sort of domestic violence law is going to be the thing that stands in the gap for Summer Wells? No. Man, do you think that if you stand in the way and you try to offer out pamphlets of due process and you say, hey, look, brother, I know that over here on this YouTube, this fool said that he done that shit with his sister. Man, let me tell you what. When he told y'all that shit down the block, when he came back down the block up here by me, man, that shit don't have nothing to do with me. That's the real world. That's not the way it is. Now it's if he goes down the block and he tells somebody else over there on some other little square deal situation shit with the links and shit, if he says over there he done something, he comes, brings his sorry ass back over here, he doesn't have to explain himself down here. It's when he gets down here that shit starts. I don't know, man. This shit is so stupid. Like, the man will go on and drop the hard ER. But then like in the morning time when I hear about the shit, I'm like, he wants me to hear it like he said, what's up, my nigga? What's up, my nigga? Like the way John Crime says it to me. Wasn't like that, man. That shit wasn't like that, man. That shit became so impossible, bro. Like, I put past everything that I know is decent and right in order just to get one answer. Was I part of the reason Kemper left? I didn't even know he left. Wherever he left that's not my business. Right? That's two men of God. All I can hope is that they can keep fighting the same, fighting the same battle, man. Don't turn your swords towards each other. Just keep fighting. That's all it is. That's my only message to them. It's not on me, but at the same time, like, I saw a whole community of people that look like they want to do the work. I thought they did. Right? I thought they wanted to do work. I thought they wanted to find the little girl, and then meanwhile all it was like, man, how much time can you do for anybody else when you're stuck doing you? You can't. This is not one for tonight. This is one for tomorrow all the way through lunch. I'm not getting down like that no more. Don't you worry. Like, you ever been rejected by a man who wasn't shit? Fellas, you ever been rejected by a woman who wasn't shit? You ever been just kicked out of a scenario that you were better than anyways? Like, what did Don want from you specifically? More than I was willing to offer him. Because I stood on the hill in the dark with him. In the middle of the dark. I know what I saw in the middle of the dark. When it was raining dark on the hill, I know what I saw. I have something specifically for Candace. I don't know. I don't know if she's interested. I don't think I have to tell her. She knows what it is. I asked you, Candace. I said, has that man ever threatened to kill you? Yeah, you've been rejected by a man who wasn't shit. Man, come on, put that out of here, man. We're not doing that tonight. Put that out of here. You know, like, the first kicker for me to pay attention was the first time I got backstabbed. Teach me how to roll. I've been doing this a long time, partner. Long time. It's a method to the madness, brother. I'm smoking weed. I ain't smoking art. You dig? I'm smoking weed. I ain't smoking art. Next time I want to learn how to roll up some art, I'll hit you up, my boy. Love you, see. I do it a specific way. They'll never let me down. Can't smoke no art. You know, I heard some things today that really just hurt my soul. It was about a girl in Tennessee. Man, let me step back. See, Sita, that whole burning tough. That ain't hurt. I smoke big ones, dog. Not all the time, but I ain't smoked one all day. You know, I still I saw where today I overheard a conversation on my lovely queen, Tamari, crafting through the lies. She said she remember hearing Jose say that the little girl went to the bottom of the driveway and he's grabbed her down from the bottom of the driveway, said, got behind her panties and spanked her little booty all the way up to the top. I thought, man, that's not the way I go get my son. When he's at the bottom of the driveway and I told him not to. I always try to make sense out of that. Like, a little baby. I'm not okay with it. Right? You gotta make that work. You're trying to make it work, like. So you mean she has a very real fear of the road. Now that's if you believe what's his name? Gomez? Jose. I'm tired, man. You got that Jose in the play, man. He's gonna tell you the things that he wants you to hear. Thank you. I'm just like, I'm thinking about it right now. Like, all right, dig this. Like, for real, dig this. So let's assume for 8.5 months, okay? Let's assume for 8.5 months, 9 months, 10 months. Let's assume every day you keep going to the pet store, or you keep going to the telephone poles around the neighborhood and you're trying to find out who's found your dog. Maybe you keep going to the pound every day and you keep going here every day, but ultimately you keep going back to the pound and the pound and the pound and the pound and the pound. And you think that, so where after 10 months of looking for the same puppy in the pound, when do you look somewhere else? When do you look somewhere else? When do you say, the last 300 days in a row, I've looked in the same spot? And it ain't changed. Right? It ain't changed. That's the interesting part to me, is finally quantifying why, after all of this time, you still go to the same place, asking the same silly people the same hard question. No, Randy, actually what I did was I gained credibility, right? So if I'm willing to jump out, Randy, when it reaches a comfortability level that is no longer comfortable by myself, that's to remain true to oneself, isn't it, Randy? So am I trying to remain to Randy's pleasantries? Or am I trying to, remain fast to my own subtleties? Love your age. I know it's a lot to try to unpack, because after such a short amount of time not being involved, I've already filled my time with other things. The other things are life, inspections, rush hour traffic, it was like, I also refused this sort of kingship, I guess maybe would be one way. Like, because at that time I really couldn't say all that was on my heart. It's my shoe. Yeah, I'm not here to speak about my children. I apologize. Yeah, I mean, just yeah, they are shooting. No, can't do it, man. So it's like the real relative unwind, you know? It's like, but because I did what I did, it's still causing, you know, thank you, Miss Rowland. Um, you know, taking a different route. Like, I took a whole different route in the beginning, and the idea that the exit or the departure would be anything but substantial. Like, you know. So that was the thing. It was like, you know, what was the investment? Like, what was the initial capital? Like, my initial capital was, um, the initial capital was everything, you know, the family, the cars, kids, swimming lessons, the whole shit. And you start playing with it, playing with it, playing with it, and then, you know, it gets more and more and more and more intense, like it does every time. And just this time, you know, it's a little more, a little more intense. I kind of see an overall, just this look in everybody's eyes that was super duper compassionate in the beginning. Like, you know, the war is, people drop out, like, you know, in your mind, like, when you think of the, you know, the War of Summer Wells, like when you think of all the things that have happened in the War of Summer Wells, and it's unbelievable. You know, you had cocaine cartels, Boston Mafia fed transports. I mean, just missing personal informational reports. You know, you just the gamut, you know. And I see, you know, I see how to some people it could look staged, but there's like certain parts of it that you could never stage ever. Like, there's the certain portions of it that help it remain real in your mind, because even though you met them once in Dallas and then you came in December for a week, you know, you've met them 2 more times than most people on the internet, but that doesn't mean that you have a greater grasp on who the people were that you gave that amount of your time to. Not even time, because, you know, time seems to be on this continuum. Like, you know, I can give them a few hours a day, but when you look you get to the end of it and you're like, man, holy cow, if I spent 4 to 8 hours a day dealing with something that was related to all of this, I mean, that is, hardly no days down, man. Without no days down. You know, there was a time. There was a time when I still felt empowered like a man. You know, I'm going through some things, you know, in my real situation that, you know, definitely affects, you know, the way that you feel about yourself as a man in mandom, in the kingdom of mandom. And the funny thing about that is it could be subtracted from somewhere, but it doesn't have to be reapplied. It doesn't have to be added back by the same, right? Like, so there was a time where I felt confident enough that I could go to Tennessee and figure it out. Like, it was going to require me to, you know, have hard data, you know, something like recreating the whole thing, right? Like something like recreating everyone's moves that day. Over and over and over. Until you get it wrong. Because in my opinion, I think that when you go to replay what could have happened, you run the play over and over and over until it doesn't work. You know? You know, you're making the trips, you're making the same trip over and over and over and over, and it's with whatever hour window you have. Where can you come from where you say you're going, headed to where you're supposed to show up in X amount of time, going at X amount per hour. Like where feasibly somewhere within the window. What's the problem? What happened? It did not freeze up. Y'all need to just ease up. Ease up. Hey. Y'all need to just chill out. Well, ask me a question then. Little Linda, ask me a question. That's all. Hippie chick is me. Hello, Kim. It's all right. Just settle down. It doesn't matter. Come back to Tennessee. You can stay with me. You got it. I sure will. Brett, the 90,000. That's not legitimate. Unfortunately, no. Quali gets her stitches out in 2 days. Yes. Pride is forever, yes. So you're trying to figure out a design, right? Like you're running the trips. You're running, hey Dragon. You're running the mission, right? You're running the lane. What is my opinion of Don Sherfy Jr.? No. This is me. I'm calm now. Don Sherfy Jr. You know, I know a lot of intel about him. Far as what I should responsibly say online in terms of the Summer Wells case is, little or nothing. I think that he has a scenario that's, it's troubling when you look at it in terms of the Delphi case, because you have an individual with sort of the same criminology going on. And so I do see, if you're an avid true crime follower, that, that sort of behavior from, a person's of interest in Donald Sherfy Jr., then it would be alarming. I agree. In terms of, it's not ever what could make him a suspect. You're trying to figure out what doesn't make him a suspect, right? It's a more analytical side. I came here with really an unfinished, I guess, sort of thought. It was like, the main was, I had talked to Fizzle for 4 or 5 hours, and it was like, between what I knew, what I heard, what I saw with my own eyes that I was looking for while I was there, like, I took these days away, and I didn't change anything here. I changed it in here. And when I changed it in here, please don't be scared away by, is it Jesus or Allah? Man, it's just an energy, right? Just identifying that, the energies just of, like, starting with my own body, right? I can tell you the energies, the vibrations of, not having had caffeine, for X amount of time, like being able to re-identify the things that we cloud over with other things like YouTube, right? Like, how many raise your hand if you like pretty consistently miss out on something due to your YouTube addiction. It just is what it is. Like, yeah, you can walk away anytime looking ass if you want to. But it's yeah, we're all connected through consciousness for sure. And so when I came back, I was like, now in order to kind of do a job, the job seemingly becomes or needs to become very complex. Like, now instead of just talking to Don and Candace and getting their opinion on shit, now I have to go back to do real work. And I don't know, like, if the stuff with Don and his sisters had never popped up, man, you might be able to quarterback a different play. But it's the thing. In a normal, regular trial, you're never going to hear, like, these are excruciating circumstances in a sense, like in terms of try to, like, show people what you feel like or what you wanted to, to pass off as what you did was, if Don, just knowing what I knew before the telephones and going to jail and all that shit, if Don would have just had all of that compartmentalized to himself, then it wouldn't be easy at all for me, just somebody who's trying to get answers about a little 5-year-old girl. In the scheme of criminality in the criminal justice system, it means nothing because I'm not the one charged and responsible for anything having to do with anything in Utah. Like, it doesn't have anything to do with me. Now, what it does to me on the ground in Tennessee is it certainly makes you like you're a fool, right? You're a fool if you hear that sort of information about your neighbor and his daughter's missing. You're like, oh shit, right? And that's kind of where I was at privately. I had a few people I talked to about my beliefs privately, and it was sort of just a few of us. We like sneak into a space where we could be like, okay, and then when I came out, like, it was like having to run two. It was like having to run two investigations because, you had one where you were trying to exclude them, right? But that exclude one, see, the cops, they can do the include and the exclude, like all from one desk. When you're a YouTuber and you're trying to do what I was trying to do, like, like, like it was just keeping him talking about his little girl. Now, you know what? I sure hate for that family that Don says that he offended against. I sure hate that that family had to wait this long to get that kind of justice. I do. But I keep praying for a balance. These are the things I say to myself. I'm not reading any of this chat. I pray for a balance, that God saw a balance somewhere in the midst of all of this where he thought, you know what? It seems like to the rest of the world that, you know, maybe Jeannie and them, maybe they might, I don't know, maybe they might get their justice first. I don't know. Or why are they trying to jump in the way of Summer getting her justice? Like, the last time I asked that was like, why? What's going on, girl? Why? Why are the police allowing this to even have happened, first of all? But you know, you police do some weird ass shit anyways. So you can't really try to take into account what the hell you think a greasy ass police officer would do. But you know why? Why would they allow the thing to keep going? Right? Like, why would they allow the furtherance and the furtherance? Because, you know, I got some real privy information, like super duper insider information, like about a situation involving a situation, you know what I'm saying? And like, the police is here. What's the problem? Huh? What's up, Chi-Town? What's up, Chi-Town? You know, it's fucked up about Uncle Benny, right? Oh, Uncle Benny, right? Uncle Benny probably get the answer. I bet I could. I bet I could get some answers. I would love to, Dutchie. Man. I want to. I want to, Dutchie. Please. Rome never fell. I get stuck trying to replace the baddest motherfucker on the hill. Man, Dutchie. I'm ready. I need it bad, man. I guess the end story is I could never put nobody worse than him on the hill. Them. Man, Mr. Gumby. Love you, brother. And he's mainly talking to himself right now. I got a trash can right here. It's been on the floor. Door is open. I'm just in the, I certainly would be a liar if I thought that I was only going to come here and, help in one thing, and that, if trying to help certainly opened up a defense or, something great for the Wells, then so be it. That's a portion of it. But, ultimately it was always about Summer. I could see how quickly she could be marginalized. I saw how quickly, like the thing, it was like hypersonic, the way the thing maneuvered. And it was, like right now, I jumped out for a couple of weeks or whatever it was, and you jump back in and it's like, it's overwhelming, just trying to pick up the same workload as before, and got a phone down. And so, all things included though, I won't do no complaining. But as much as I said I won't do no complaining, I have to identify that earlier today some things clicked in my mind. And what clicked in my mind is a scenario that you would only know if you could see the 3 or 4D of this whole scenario from behind the scenes and from, in front, yada, da, 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 right? So just a group of circumstances all grouped together, and they clicked for me today. And I called her and I was like, I know, what happened, bro. Yeah. I know what happened. Oh. What does that mean? Well, in the rules of geometry, it could be tens of thousands of different things. probably not actually tens or thousands of things. More like a dozen or more things. Like the scenarios are few, right? Yeah. There you go, scapegoat. Like, so you cover all the avenues you know you can, right? Cover the avenues. You got to. That's a kid's case. But I mean, once you cover the avenues, you have all these shifty players that, like, okay, let me step back. So imagine you do a fucking roadblock. What are you blocking? What are you blocking? I give you two answers. The first one doesn't count. Or the second one, whichever. Uh, uh, silly shit. Silly shit. I don't know. You know, the thing that really bothered me was, I'll speak on it one more time and I'm gonna go to sleep. I was upset, man, because I had been brought into this thing, right? Like, I had been, like, you only know the reason why I let my videos go on to the FindSummerWells.com channel instead of my own channel was because if there were a chance and a prayer that the only place they could see me interacting with Don, you know, on a Q&A and different things, like, did it be the website, right? Like, that be the whole kit and caboodle, right? Well, that's how I felt. That's how I felt about it. That's how I feel about it, right? Like, I have no way of knowing, you know, what any YouTube channel or whatever level of awareness um, you know, they've had. So, you know, it was like the idea that, like you're running the site. The site, it says findsummerwells.com, bro. That's what the site says, right? You know, and over here we find out about this music, this goddamn shit in this, you know, this backup, these movies, these pictures, you know, all this shit, you know, and it's just bang, 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 right? It's like, man, hold on, like, it says findsummerwells.com. Findsummerwells.com, bro. That's what the website says, man. You mean to tell me you got a pack of information on the computer right now that could have all the answers, man. Right? Why are you doing that? Do I think Don and Candace sold her for drugs? So, if they sold her for drugs, then that means somebody else would be in possession of her, right? Somebody else that's in possession of her, they gotta feed her, they gotta clothe her, they gotta XYZ, like, or you do the ultimate, right? So why do you think the Wells and TM put a marker on a canyon in Utah for summer? Who is TM? Gotta think ahead. Okay. Now, who told you? Who told you? They put the cover up where? I'm reading it. Come on. Yeah, I'm reading it. Hold on, Dutchie. Hold on, Dutchie. Right? Next. Come on. Backing up the phone, you're here to find Summer Wells. Candace, you have the actual phone. You've also not turned that in until recently to the uppers, which is still not the police. The uppers. You know, we'll bring some real life shit into it real quick. Man, it was this one time. It was a seemingly real fun time. And I had Candace on the stream. Candace and we had our foil caps on and all that shit. I think it was that night, right? I don't know who had the phone. So the PIs, yes. So we had on the foil caps, right? And we were on the restream, and some people in here will understand the restream and the aspects of it, but so like in the restream, we were both on the screen, but what I was looking at was searching for a video. And in that, yes, the Divine Rod, yes. Hey, Jenny, how are you? I hope you're well, Queen. I got you, Queen. I got you the spoon. Thank you for joining me. Accepting the vibration. Thank you, love. So, where was I? Possibly where Brahma went on vacation. How long before you think that child needs her front tooth worked on? When? That child would need that front tooth worked on, right? So if somebody on the good side has her, you have to quantify who all is helping the good side. It'd have to be like, okay, if she's alive, yes, let's make her alive. Let's make her alive. Please, let's make her alive. But what comes with that? Right? What comes with that is a whole bunch of things you still like, you know, like you have to be able to see the child and deal with the child, and you know what I mean? But you know, over here it's a little bit different. And yeah, Jenny and them, Jenny knew what she did. Yeah. Yeah, man. And I'm really I'm on a train of thought right now. So in order to, you know, no. Uppers was private investigators. Yeah, so we were in the tinfoil hats, right? So let me close my eyes for a minute so I can remember. We're in the tinfoil hats. I'm looking for the next page we're going to look at. Meanwhile, this woman, she got her cap on, but she has a little airplane shooter wrapped in a napkin, and she's drinking it. I can't see because I'm looking at something in the big screen. And so I just generically, like, I could read the chat area still. So it was like, what are you drinking, Candace? And so I was like, what are you drinking, Candace? And like, she was like, nothing. And by the time I got it back over to the screen, the woman had a Mountain Dew can. And it was like the most prolific lie, because she didn't clear it up right then. And this is going to make sense in a minute, but she did that. And I'm the only one that couldn't see that, right? I could not see that. It wasn't until like 2 or 3 days prior did I ask that woman, I said, hey, man, I seen a picture today. These fools was talking about you was drinking that bullshit, man, and lying to me. And she was like, I only had an airplane bottle. And I was like, but you didn't lie to none of them. You lied to me. And immediately what it was, in my own opinion, I feel like I had thoroughly identified what I would call as a sociopathic moment. The ability to reach a goal and, you know, through adversity and a lie, essentially. And what was important in that moment was that you can catch a version. Now, we know there's many different sorts of lies, but you can start. You can start to look at it in a different way. Like, man, like 3 days later, I'm like, Candace, was you drinking on that segment I had you on? She was like, yeah, I only had, like, so at first she minimized it. Oh yeah, I only had an airplane bottle. She minimized it, which I knew she would do that anyways. Like, that's part of it, you know? But then I was like, you know, all the things you could have done differently, like you could have, You could have just done one of these. You could have done one of them. You could have, you could have got up and walked away. I mean, you could have tipped the bitch over this way, like, but no, like she just, like it wasn't even respectful. I mean, to me, right? Because at first I was like, we got through the whole thing. Right? Like me and her got through the whole thing. And I'm sorry I'm taking time, man. I'm just relaxing. I'm chilling. But like, man, taking time out of my life to, man, help y'all find this child, man. Like, help y'all create different ideologies that these fucking police aren't showing you and these people aren't online showing you. It's only me showing you this shit, man. Like, you gotta come correct, man. Come correct. How you know they didn't fail it? I don't know what you call it. All I can call it is a problem. Okay? Now, any one of you could probably Google right now. Shit's a computer behind me. I can Google right now. I don't want to Google right now. How, what do you got to do to beat the box? Man, you should just be able to clench your booty hole. You clench your booty hole, beat the box, man, ain't shit. Now they think that put something on the seat that can detect you clenching the booty hole. So you can't do that anymore. I don't know, but you gotta loosen. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's something you can do anatomically to beat the box, man. It is what it is. So, but this is the thing. Like in Hawkins County, they didn't even administer the polygraph. TBI, they administered the polygraph. Now, how the fuck could Hawkins County find out about the validity? Would you say? That's it, killer. Look here. Them TBI folk probably told them folk, they say, yeah, man, you tell them old country folk they passed that shit. Watch how they act now. Oh, no. I won't do no complaining. I don't know. But what I will tell you is that it's, yeah, sociopath. Listen, it's not BS. It's a plan. It's a plan, right? It's a hand down. There's always, you can always, if you're handing many things down through different jurisdictions, there's always that possibility somebody say, oh, well, I mishandled some shit. Or there was an act, like somebody will take a small hit for everyone instead of a big hit for everyone. A bunch of small people take some little licks, that won't be shit. I don't know how they passed it. I mean, so when you quantify, they say they passed it, but then you also, I'm not smoking another one, man. You also will hear talk like she's upset she left the property twice. Right? Well, let me tell you what. There's no upsets when the police are trying to find your children, people. There's no upsets. The police should relatively be able to do nothing that could upset you. Maybe BS, killer. Could be. But even if it ain't, it's still this about it, right? So, I mean, out here, guess what, bro? Out here, the jibber jabber about the test. Did he pass the test? Did he pass the test? Like, some of that will matter. Some of that, it won't even matter, bro. You know that. Some of that shit, they'll just pass on by. You know, like, I couldn't tell you which portions of Don's situationship they'll be looking into a little heavier than the other. But you can pass the test for one part, but fail other questioning. Did you know that? I don't think that anyone ever thought of it this way, right? You think they might sit down and ask Candace Harris situations in that box only about her granddaughter? Hell no. They asked that woman questions about her daughter for sure. Let me tell you what. I based a profile on Don. Not how many times he been in jail, how many times he had his head bust. None of that shit. Man, look here. I qualified Don was this fool dangerous by how he treated his woman. And I thought, man, hell yes. What is this here? Oh, yeah. I said, yes, this gentleman here, it's not just your woman. It's your woman that sexes you down, loves you over, bears your children for you. You know, I mean, all the goodness that you can't do for yourself, you expect from a woman. And you mean you beat that down out of her, bro? So y'all automatically got to be worried about you, because you probably think that I'm trying to get in between you and the chick. Who I? So, yeah, I think there was some definite situations, there were some definite issues with Don's profile, right? But it was hard to build a profile about Don that, you know, you feel like it'd stick, right? Like I could build a profile about Don, you know, working trades, alcoholic, you know, yada 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 yada, right? So this is what happens when animals have children. This goes with serial killers a lot, serial offenders. There'll be a lull in the action. be a lull in the action because they're worrying about something more important than offending and killing, maiming and raping. They're more worried about raising a family or, you know, a step family. Maybe they married into a family. So, you know, there's different reasons why these people will change the time they offend. You know, you start to do all this crazy theoretical type science trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. Where the fuck is Summer Wells, right? Where the fuck is Summer Wells at? Witness him abuse. I did witness him abuse her. I did. That's when I told him. I said, you hit her again, bro, I'm gonna have to deal with you, bro. You never hit her again. Not while I was there. Yeah, I told him, bro. I'll do you something bad, Donnie. You hit that woman out here in these sticks, boy. I'm gonna fuck you up, Don. For real, let's see. Oh, hoo-ah. Hoo-ah. Yeah, it's really no, man, I'm just hanging out right now. I'm just holding out for a minute. Oh, that's not the look of defeat. Man, it's the look of a man is, man, I'm trying to find me a new horse right this second. I jumped off a horse. Love you. I love you, Rabbit. Rabbit. Look here, Rabbit. It's all cleaned up. Well, without that thing on it. But I'll send it to you, Rabbit. I gotta see it sent out. It's all cleaned up, though. I did it this evening for you. She's gonna hang around. Watch. I'm guessing I can make the White Rabbit hang around for just a little bit longer. White Rabbit. White Rabbit. White Rabbit. I said I got the look. Here's the top of it too. Look. It's all ready to go. It's got a little ding in it. That's it. So here Monday, this is what we're gonna do, Rabbit. Monday, because I trust you, Rabbit. What we're gonna do Monday is I'm gonna send it to you, And once you get it there and you turn it on, we will get together on a video call. Um, and we will just walk, I will walk you out of um, logging out of the things that are on the computer, if that's cool. I missed you, Nicolina. Yeah, no, I'm about 2 weeks behind on getting the computer ready. It's ready to go. Um, I need to just send it. Okay, let's do that then. Because if I'm gonna sit here and have to, honestly, if I got to worry about taking all this stuff off of this damn computer, man, I'm never gonna do it. I might better just bare my soul to you, just erase what porn is on it. No, I'm just playing. I might just get the Joker together and, man, I love the rabbit enough. She ain't gonna judge me. I just send her shit and say, okay, yep, log out of that. Log out of that, please. Log out of that. No, but something definitely clicked today. And I was pleased. I genuinely was. I was pleased. I was genuinely pleased. I felt like now that I've had these few things that nobody else has had sort of clicked together, it was like, basically it was like me telling Fizzle, like, bro, I'm getting ready to tell you some shit. I know I've said this shit to you before, but like this time I mean it. My goddamn wallet. My goddamn wallet. Oh shit. I lost my wallet. I lost my wallet. IPTCO. They in here right now? Tell them to come over here and talk to me real quick. Oh no, I'm just going to get a soda right up the street right quick. Huh? Hey, Glare. What's up, bro? I can see you again now. It's a beautiful thing. I don't know what the hell happened. Did you make a different one? That's dope, dude. Man, that's like phenomenal to see you. That's actually phenomenal. Wallet in the jacket. Well, maybe. Maybe. Ground feel no humiliation at all. No humiliation. He's a foreman roofer. He's an old solar. Get you a coffee. What kind of coffee you need? What the hell? Oh, you dogs. They've been into shit. Oh, Lord. What time is it? What time is it? shit, it's 1,000 people in here. For what? Why are you here? What are you doing here? You people have been here this whole time? Have I been doing this live this whole time? I was making coffee? No. What was I doing before this? What was I doing? Yeah. Yes. Sending that computer off. I promise you that. Every time I look at that thing over there and the mission is not complete, I'm like, damn, bro. You're better than that, bro. Like, knock that shit out for your homegirl, bro. So, smoking doobies. I did find my wallet. Yeah, I have a gentleman, Rabbit, that I can have put some cutting software, unless you've already got a cutting software that you're much more used to. But you need a lighter too. That's all in my car. Damn, did I park on the lawn? What is going on with me? I parked on the fucking lawn. Jesus. God bless it. How you doing that? Sit down, boy. Alrighty. Put the sheet belt. The sheet belt. No, I got it together, man. Good to go. Yeah, so I'd had this like epiphany where I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take all the times I know that Candace and Don have ever lied to me, where I know for sure. And I felt like, man, I'll just play that as propaganda, like over and over and over and over and over and over. You know? Like, man, come on. This is the steering wheel challenge channel. Forgot your cigarettes and lighter. The glare, yeah, bro. That's like, how did that shit happen? Damn. Around wreck my car behind this shit. Yeah, I'll be quite honest that, spending enough time with the wells, because it came in different levels, right? Like first, it was dealing with Don. You didn't deal with Candace, and then once Don went to jail, you strictly dealt with Candace, And those were much different experiences, although they were pretty much the same, right? Like, you know, just one was a man, one was a woman. So, you know, the way that it all played out at the end, I certainly felt, yeah, man, I got the short end of the stick, dude. You know, I got the short end, right? Like, that's not cool. But taking that short end sometimes. Sorry. Taking that short end sometimes, you learn a lot. Make it rain contest. Ooh-ah. Need some juice. Need some juice. Nothing that's gonna cause reflux. Right to the reflux combination. Hey, how you doing? Good, good, good. Over here. Here. Two. Scratchers. How you doing, beautiful?
What's that?
How you doing, beautiful?
I'm doing good, thank you.
You're welcome. I'll take some fruit for the morning time. I don't need it tonight. Mango. All right. Can I get one pack of Newport 100s?
Would they like to donate to?
Thank you, lovely.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Smells like a big pool. Ah. Oh, shit. Instead, I drive a little race car. I'm tired. Tomorrow, I really would enjoy maybe having a group of folks. Sata. Happy birthday. I can't do nothing but be careful. Ah, you will be speaking to my mean ass. Girl, you got me fucked up out here. We're going the right ways. Here we go, ladies. I can't do all kind of extra shit I usually could do. I got a bag of right tire. Doesn't play the game. That'll do some different. That does some different shit right there. Can't go that crazy out there like that. Yeah, that joker will go to the red, bro. Quickly to the red. The quicker you put it to the red, bro, the faster it goes. Let me park it up here. I was going kind of fast. Your Honda is whiny. Mine is not. She said I ate too many raspberries. That means you're gonna have blue poo-poo tomorrow. My brother and them, they had a it was a Civic. What was that joker? Civic 2009 4-door. What they did was, bro, was they took some kind of way, bro. They hooked up a CRV motor in it. And they put the rear wheel drive in it, bro. You have a CRV? Dope. Like you can make it line up. You can make it line up in certain little Civics and shit, like without much fuckery. You can make them bolt in, and I'd love to ride you. I swear I was gonna say I'd love to ride with you. No, yeah, I'm in for the night right now. I'm done. I got that one tire that's no good. It's a beast in the snow. Nice. Come on now. He said, dude, I'm down a bottle of Jameson. Let's make this shit silly. Well, I got a couple of Klonopins on deck and a few of these, bro. Nothing about this start. Don't start. That Jameson, bro. Ooh-wee. That Jameson to have you sweating tomorrow, bro. That shit is coming out. I don't have a way to drop a link on here. It's just straight from the phone. Yeah, I gotta go lay it down too. I'm gonna be up bright in the morning. In fact, I want to create a panel in the morning. And I want to, you'll see the panel, especially you will. I'm going to create something, bro.